Ferrall.
On Howard 101.
Yo, I'm Ferrall. And this is Howard 101. Check us out on the internet, Sirius.com. I mean, what can you say about Jack Arute? He's just so gigantic in broadcasting that, like, the one thing that really I love about this guy is that he crosses over and just digs so many sports and gets into so many things. Like, his racing and love for racing is unmatched, unequaled by his peers. And he gets into this stuff so much so that he's been to various tracks as like their vice president of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. He runs a speedway in Connecticut. I didn't even know they had a speedway in Connecticut. Lou, I'm not allowed in Connecticut, am I? After the Foxwoods debacle?
No, sorry, Scott.
I had that big party up there and somebody left something in the suite and they blamed me and the feds came looking for me in New York City and I said that I'd never come back to the state. Wait a minute. Lou, that's 2 states now I'm not allowed in, Connecticut and Florida. Well, we'll do that on another show. Let's bring in Jack Arute now. You got to love it on the Ferrall Show. Jack, thanks for coming on. What's happening?
What's going on, dude?
Man,
you're watching basketball, and I'm watching yak fucking in Tibet.
I love that action.
It's really pretty good.
Can you bet on that?
Yeah. You go for the one that's on top.
I love that. Lou's always on top. Anyway, now you go back with Lou. This is getting better by the minute. You know, sweet Lou Pellegrino, the ball carrier.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got him started. I think.
I thought I did. I was calling a Thrasher game in '99 in the Nassau Memorial County Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. And then there's sweet Lou, all of 19 years old, running my engineering. I was like, "Give me a beer, son."
Well, he started with me. He started with me on Sirius, and my whole theory is I cannot aspire to a high level, so I spend all of my time dragging everybody that's associated with me down into the gutter with me. Life is good that way.
Now wait a minute. Now you run this Stafford Motor Speedway.
That's a family track,
right?
Yeah.
In all seriousness, is that your track?
It was my dad's. He passed away in April, and you know how the inheritance tax works.
Listen to this guy. Can you imagine the humanity of that statement? Anyway, all right, so I feel horrible about that news you just told me, but in his...
Hey, we all take the dirt now.
Right, in his... Listen to this guy. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, sooner or later, we're all going there.
He's stunning me, of all people. Now, how, in his honor, are you running this track?
My brother runs it. I'm the president of it. And basically what that means, because I'm the oldest of 7 kids, and as my father always said, if you don't think it took guts after he had me to have 6 more. And, so I just go over there, and as the oldest brother, I can create hate and discontent and stir the shit up. So
hey,
I do that at least once a week, and then I come back.
Lou, why doesn't Bubba and Robin have their race at the Stafford Motor Speedway in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Tell you what, that could be done.
They're having
we can work that out.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, Jack. Did you know about that on Howard's show that Robin Quivers is going to race Bubba the Love Sponge in a NASCAR race?
Well, we're a NASCAR track. I can set them up. I got the cars. I'll put them in the cars. I own cars.
What are they doing?
I
messing
race
around
cars.
with Lakeland and Florida when they
because it's warm down there. You know what they're doing.
No,
they're going down there because it's warm. It's easy.
Yeah, they should do it in Connecticut, though. I'd get arrested if I went to the track.
Oh, no, you could go in Magneto.
I can't go to that Foxwoods anymore, Jack.
Yeah, but we could put a bag over your head. Nobody knows.
I go to the other one and watch.
They think you were one of my dates.
Do you go? Do you go to chick hoop games at the Mohegan?
No. Why? I mean, that's like beating your meat.
It really is, though. Jesus.
Come on.
I love this guy, man. I got to fucking... Lou, get me a drink, for God's sakes. I got to get loose. Now, tell me, I got to get into... And there's fans that want to talk to you. Jack Arute on the Ferrall Show. You're 888 number 1. Take me inside. Every year I see you at the Indy 500. Now, I've been to 13 Indy 500s, believe it or not. I went to IU. So when you go to IU...
so you were down... Yeah, and you go down into turn 1 and get wasted.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would go to Indiana University, and then I would go up there and see that race every year, and then after you graduate, you go a few times, then you never go back again.
Exactly.
But is there anything greater than that place? And on race day, what is that like for you to be down in those pits with that kind of speed and that kind of torque and thunder and just action and just intensity? And I mean, the whole thing is just an orgasm.
Yeah, it really is. It's unique. It's a unique event. You really don't have to be a racing fan, and in fact, I would say, and of the 350,000 people that go, probably 225,000 don't give a crap about the racing. They just go because it's a giant party, and it's the way the Midwest has always kicked off the beginning of summer. And they used to have the snake pit, and then Tony George decided to clean the place up, and I wish they'd bring the snake pit back because when I first went there in 1969, I saw stuff down in the snake pit that you can't even see on Spectravision. It took place right there. I mean, you didn't have to pay, $9.95 to see it.
Now, have you when you grew up?
There was a guy with a Coke bottle.
Listen
Did
to
they go
this guy.
further?
What about when you were a kid? Did your dad have you raced
about
in
Richard
sprints?
Gere, by the way?
No,
Richard Gere?
Well, yeah, I read something about him.
Good news and bad news?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, good news is he signed a seven-picture deal with Disney. Bad news is Mickey Mouse is missing.
Wow, I heard that. It's unbelievable. I like that. Did your dad have you racing cars and sprints when you were a kid?
Wouldn't let me because he lost a couple of good friends racing cars. So I started in 2000 when I turned 51 years old, and I race sprint cars now. In fact, I raced a USAC midget. Not it's a midget car. It's not a midget like the guy you were talking to before. But
listen to this guy.
I raced
better by the minute.
I raced, in fact, last weekend in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I got flipped off by Tony Stewart as he passed me.
That's Bubba's old track down there near Warsaw and Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
Now, your brothers, are you guys all competitive?
Well, they all resent me because I'm the guy out front, and I'm on TV and all of that. So they all think that I've got more BS than any of the other ones. But,
they're jealous.
Well, they'll get over it. I'm the oldest, so I can do what the hell I want.
That's
Doesn't
right.
matter.
So how much fun are you having at the Sirius NFL radio
Love
show
it.
you do?
Absolutely love it. The College Football Coaches Show. We'll do our last one, in fact, Monday at 12 noon, predicting who will win the national championship, if that's what the frick you want to call it.
Well, Ohio State's going to win that game. But tell me before you tell me about that game. Tell me about are there any other good coaching, massive liar stories you got for me, like Nick Saban, or is that?
How about Saban? We opened the show last week. No way, I'm not taking the Alabama job. I mean, you know what? This guy should run for president.
He should.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Right.
I mean, he fits right in.
Yeah, he does. What about Weiss? Is he lying to us too? He wants
Charlie Weiss. Charlie Weiss is going to end up with the New York Giants when they fire Coughlin's ass after they get beat by the Eagles tonight or this weekend. Charlie Weiss is going to go and he's going to sign a multi-million-dollar deal because he thinks that the tuna's going to retire and he can inherit the fattest man in the NFL title.
Do you think that he would bolt South Bend that quickly and do this?
Sure.
I guess
because all of a sudden,
possible.
after getting his ass whipped, all of a sudden he realized. In fact, the headline on one of the websites is Weiss admits Notre Dame still has a ways to go. They got a long freaking ways to go. They're not going to win a national title anytime soon. Not in my lifetime, and certainly not in your lifetime.
He doesn't. I mean, they don't win big games. Michigan kicked their ass, and they got lucky against UCLA and Michigan State, and then USC beat their ass, and LSU fucking embarrassed them.
Yeah, they choked on the big one.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I won money on that game. I can't get it hyped up, but they didn't.
And Brady Quinn,
how much do you
think Brady Quinn's performance cost him in the NFL draft? 10, 15 mil?
Well, you tell me, which one of those three, Quinn, Smith, or Russell, would you draft?
Well, it's tough. After watching Jamarcus Russell, I tend to lean that way just because he's so much bigger. But I'm a huge fan of Troy Smith. I mean.